My name is Kieran Elliott, and for my instructional strategies report, I'm going to focus on field trips. Field trips are the opportunity for students to leave the classroom and to visit locations that are relevant to the field of practice. I'm in the travel industry, and field trips are known as familiarisation or education tours. In my 15 years in the industry, I have visited over 19 countries by way of field trips. I've been to places like Paris and Scotland and Disney and Portugal. Field trips are a core part of the travel industry, and they're essential to our knowledge as travel agents. They promote learning and engagement with our products, and they provide the opportunity for networking and suppliers, and also with other agents. It makes it much easier to sell a product if you have experienced it for yourself. For example, most people don't know that Disney World is the size of Ottawa. There are 25 resorts that specifically belong to Disney, hundreds of Good Neighbour properties, and thousands of restaurants in the area. By experiencing this personally, my students will be able to really understand the product and better describe the product to their customers. There are several advantages of field trips. The biggest advantage is that our students get first-hand knowledge of the products that they will sell. They will have more accurate information for customers, things like the amount of time that it actually takes to connect between terminals at Los Angeles Airport, or the currency required for Barkley. Sure, you can Google this information, but first-hand knowledge beats Google any day. Field trips help our agents understand the value of the product that they are offering to the customer. And in order to fully understand the benefit of one all-inclusive resort versus the other 50 all-inclusive resorts, you need to stay at the property, visit the different room types, and experience the service firsthand. From an educational standpoint, field trips allow for self-directed learning. Field trips offer students the opportunity to explore a subject, finding their own ways of hitting essential class objectives while enhancing their learning with extra details specific to their interests. It also allows for problem-centered learning. If a learner or a travel agent has customers with mobility issues, they will be able to assess the accessibility of a resort by seeing it firsthand. Now, there can be some disadvantages to field trips. The biggest one in my industry is that field trips are often not free. And for our agents, it's not as simple as the cost of a bus fare or the entrance ticket to a museum. Whilst many of our suppliers will host us at a destination for free, it's not uncommon to have to buy your own plane ticket to the destination. This can be several $100s. Now, some companies will pay for the cost of travel, but as a company, how do you ensure that you're getting return on your investment? And how do you ensure that the agent is actually using this as an opportunity to learn and not just the opportunity for a free vacation? Many times after an agent has taken a familiarization tour, we will have them present a report back to the rest of the business. This will include photos, travel tips, and general information to help our customer. This ensures the business is making an investment in the student's knowledge, but they're also getting something in return. Now, I have a plan to introduce field trips into Cruise Management Academy, or CMA. CMA is a week of in-class learning that takes place here in Vancouver. In previous CMAs, our students would spend the entire week in our head office classroom covering different topics relating to sales and their business. When travel resumes, I want to implement field trips into this week of learning. One field trip I plan to do is in conjunction with Rocky Mountaineer. My learners will get up bright and early at 6 a.m. They will take a guided tour of the train, wave real customers off on their journey, and then we'll have breakfast and talk about our experience. I want my learners to experience what it's like to be at the station, to experience these customers that are about to take their dream vacation. I want them to experience the feeling in the crowd, to listen to the bagpipers, and to wave those customers off on their journey. I want them to see the train in person and to understand the luxury elements involved in these trains. These are emotions and feelings that I cannot replicate in a classroom environment. Field trips give students the opportunity to learn in a natural environment and experience things firsthand and from primary resources rather than texts, real objects rather than photos. My role as the instructor is to create a connection between the learner and the product, and the learner and the type of customer that will enjoy Rocky Mountaineer. My role is also to ensure that they have a learning experience that I have set up for them, We will do some pre-assessment techniques, and I want them to get them thinking about what they want from the field trip. What kind of questions do they have for the staff? What do they think it will be important for the customer to know? It's also important that I make the field trip easy to participate in. This includes the basic planning of the field trip, transportation to and from the station. I will also organise breakfast and make sure I cater to any dietary requirements. I will prepare the learners beforehand, including a code of conduct at the station, and I will arrange for a follow-up activity at the end. The role of the learner is to get as much knowledge out of this field trip as possible. We will do some pre-assessment techniques, but I also want to get them thinking about what do they want out of the field trip? What questions do they have, and what do they think will be important for the customer? Our post-activity will involve some brainstorming back in the classroom. What did you learn? What did you observe? By allowing for this brainstorming time, it allows the learner to share their insights with each other. This will be a busy field trip, so information after the trip will be important. Field trips are enriching experiences for students. In addition to presenting new knowledge or clarifying concepts learned in the classroom, field trips provide opportunities for social, personal growth, and they can foster the interest and motivation to learn.